Big names testifying on behalf of Pooh Shiesty at his sentencing hearing today. Gucci Mane, Wallow from the $1 Million Worth of Game podcast, an executive from Atlantic Records, also an expert witness, expert in forensics, who's going to testify as to bullet trajectories. Gucci and the Atlantic Records exec and Wallow, I guess they're going to talk about meeting Pooh, the positive changes he's made in his life, and the forensic expert's going to talk about the bullet trajectories and how Pooh wasn't the shooter. We'll see how many years Pooh Shiesty will be in a federal court today. He's going to get sentenced. He's going to get several years. Let's explain to you exactly what's going on. So he pled guilty. He didn't do the snitch plead guilty. When you plead guilty, there's one of two ways. One, you plead guilty, you accept responsibility. They give you leniency for accepting responsibility. You can also inform. You can plead guilty, accept responsibility, and inform on other people's crimes. And then you get an even sweeter deal. He did not inform. He pled guilty to his own crimes. He accepted responsibility. In the federal system, the way it works is the defendant tells the court what he did. The prosecutors then make a recommendation of what sentence should apply based on what he did. And then the judge looks at the prosecutor's recommendation as well as the federal sentencing guidelines to determine what the law says the range of sentences is, and then based on that range, the prosecutor's recommendation, any arguments the defense makes, the judge issues the sentence. What's going to happen and what is happening in Pooh's case? So the prosecutor has recommended that the judge give no more than 8 years, 97 months to be exact, about 8 years as a max penalty. They also have made arguments to the judge of how the sentencing guidelines apply. Now, this is where the big fight is. The defendants, Pooh Shiesty's lawyers, are arguing that, look, what Pooh said he did. Pooh said that I agreed with some other people that we were going to go use guns and we were going to go commit crimes, including selling drugs. The prosecutor says, well, it wasn't just that. There was a robbery involved and somebody got shot and you knew that that was something that could happen when you went out and going to do these crimes. The defense's argument is, no. Pooh admitted to using guns in the commission of violent crimes, including drug trafficking, but he had no idea that somebody was going to get robbed at gunpoint and get shot. And their argument is this: Pooh's a multi-million-dollar recording star. He's not out here to rob people for $10,000, $20,000 worth of drugs, stick people up for a couple thousand. He's worth millions. That's a decent argument. It's a compelling argument. He has a very tough judge to make that argument too. Bottom line, in this case, if Pooh can get 4 years, 5 years, which would have him out in some time less than that, that would be a huge win. Basically, if he gets anything less than the 8 years that the prosecutors are recommending, that's a W. He pled guilty. He was on video. They had him in possession of the gun. And then if you guys remember, a couple of weeks later, he's at KOD or some nightclub in Miami and the gun goes off. He had a gun on him then. He had to plead to that. As part of this plea deal, he had to admit that, yeah, I did that. I had that gun on me. A security guard got hit or shot at. That's when you got all that going on, Pooh Shiesty, I really hope you can get out in like 4 or 5 years, bro. That would be great.